5,600 videos, 80,000 old photos, a 35-year-old woman was forced to go through the Thai Buddhism world. On July 15, 2025, the Thai monk world reported a shocking scandal. More than 10 senior monks were raped by the same woman. The case amounted to 3.85 billion Thai rubles. The Thai king was furious and removed 81 monks. According to official investigation in Thailand, these cases can be traced back to a woman named Gaoramv. It can be said that it is the demon of the Western and Western dynasties, Zhao Zhishen. So how did he complete the hunting of the Thai Buddha with his own strength? The cause of the incident also has to go back to June 27, 1925. On this day, Asai, the master of the temple in Bangkok, suddenly took off his sandals and claimed that he was willing to return to the custom. Then he ran to the old house of the neighboring country without going back. It should be known that 90% of the people in Thailand believe in Buddhism. Monks are not only the spiritual leaders of the people, but also have the privilege of having their own rights in the secular life. The common people will commit suicide when they meet monks and can even be exempted from the law, while the temple leader is a temple leader. The whole temple's land and the money he got were all controlled by the abbot. It's not a small matter that the monk disappeared. The police immediately conducted an investigation, but they didn't find out. Everyone was shocked when they found out the monk and a female abbot named Gaoramv had a very close relationship. After Asai violated the rules and privately broke the precepts, Gaoramv asked him for 1 million Thai rubles. It should be known that in Thailand, where Buddhism is popular, the monk breaking the precepts is a big deal. In order to appease people, Asai embezzled $1 million from the temple and transferred it to Gaoramv. Gaoramv saw Asai's transfer was so quick, either it was a big one or it was a soft persimmon that could be easily pinched, and he was going to continue to ask for money. One morning, Gaoramv sent a few more bed sheets telling Asai that he was pregnant and that the child's milk powder was worth 8 million Thai baht. This is the typical trick of fraud. Once the liar can get the money from you, he will definitely continue to get it. The desire of the cheater can never be filled. But what made Gaoramv not think of it is Asai is indeed a soft persimmon. But he just pinched the persimmon. Asai was exposed to the fear of breaking the ring, the qualification of being canceled by others, and the fear of embezzling public funds was found. I still have no good end. Moreover, Gaoramv wants more and more money. His handle is still in his hands. I can't pay it back in this life. Fortunately, I ran away directly. This is a big trouble.
The police passed through Mackenzie's line. There are more than 80,000 photos and more than 5,600 videos. These are all photos taken by Golfer and those high monks. Some monks are 60 or 70 years old, full of wrinkles. When he was having a close relationship with him, he didn't even take off his monk robe. Some people were wearing monk robes and kneeling at his feet, very calm to receive his reward. These contents shocked the police. Then how did this high priest let these high monks fall under his skirt? Gaoramv is 37 years old this year. His original name is Wilawan Emsawat. To make it easier to understand, we still call him Gaoramv. When he committed the crime, Gaoramv had already been married 3 times and had a boyfriend. He looks like a normal person with a flat appearance and a bit of body shape, but he created himself in social media as an exquisite Buddhist monk. He is not only good at painting, but also often goes to temples to pray. And a picture of himself and the high monk. Pei Wen is always grateful to the master for starting. He carefully created this set of characters, which made it very difficult for him to communicate with the monks, and it was easy to get their favor. In 2019, the host of Papua Tekay 4, Tiberati, received a private message from Gulf. In the private message, Gulf said that he was deeply touched by his award video, and the two of them added a way of contact. A year later, Gulf drove a brand new Funtian Alpha to the temple. Without hesitation, he gave the car key to Tiburati and told him that the car was convenient for you to redress. When their relationship was getting better and better, Gulf started to sell medicine for money. Every month, he could get 100,000 taiju from Tiburati. Gulf was not the only one who wanted money. He sometimes transferred money to Tiburati, saying that he felt sorry for his hard life. After a while, Tiburati was firmly held by Gulf. After a few years, Gulf got a lot of money from him. Even Tiburati was ready to return the money and got married. He didn't want to fall in love with his longtime mistress, but he had so many people at the same time.
In addition to Tiburati, there were also many monks who were jailed by him. Some high monks not only used their own wallets, but also used the funds of the temple. Some people even went to the bank to borrow money. A Mongolian high monk once gave a luxury Mercedes-Benz car to Gulf and millions of taiju bank bribes. Not only did Gulf take the money himself, but it also circulated among these monks. The bribe that Gulf transferred to others was from the hands of other monks. Money and beauty come and go. No matter what you get, you have to take off your monk robe in his room. Gulf was in the rental house of the House of Nuan Wu Li. There were more than 10 monks in a row. These are all his success stories. After the scandal broke out, many monks were forced to return to their customs. The most famous of them was on July 9th. Within a day, 6 high monks took off their monks' robes and announced their return to their customs. Their way of falling down is also 5 flowers and 8 doors. The monk of the Pangshalov family privately used the money to buy a bag of Hermes for Gulf, but it was written on the account book of the temple as it was tribute to the Buddha. The assistant of the 4 pillars of the Balo temple accompanied him to play golf with him. The consumption of the ball court was all gone by the temple. The reason is the purification of purification. The 4 pillars of the Watergate were forced by him to recognize the 4th child. The child's account is under his cousin's name. He also took advantage of the child to extort millions of taiju. Even more ridiculous is the vice chairman of Sotong Temple, Salivia. When he transferred the money to Gulf, it was said that it was a erroneous deed. When the Anti-Corruption Bureau checked, the receivable account was actually a gambling website in Macau. It turns out that Gulf's huge desire for money not only needs to maintain his high consumption, but also needs to repay the debt brought by a large amount of gambling. Because he's been addicted to online gambling for a long time, he's even sold a total of 3 properties. When he was arrested by the police, his account only had 8,000 taiju. Because of this, Golfkin went further and further along the path of this crime.
After the exposure of Gaurav's case, the Thai society turned upside down. In the street of Bangkok, angry believers held the sign of the Buddha of the Dharma and demanded that he be sentenced to life imprisonment. The monks' training center also hung out with the Buddha, saying that it was to guard the beauty snake and guard the bodhisattva's heart. But there was another voice on the internet. Without Gaurav, who knew that these high monks would take incense and fire money to take care of their loved ones? For a long time, the monks have been respected and want to have a priority position in daily life. However, these high-ranking monks were so easily drawn into the net of love. The exposure of this series of scandal has seriously affected the image of Buddhist institutions and monks in the hearts of the people. In fact, Gaurav was not the first Buddhist hunter. In May 2025, the 70-year-old abbot of the Buddhist monastery was exposed for smuggling 300 million taiju incense with his own money. transferred the money to another female priestess, Jan. The other party used this money to spend the night in a gambling field in Cambodia. In February 2025, a high monk in Loyang Prefecture was scammed. When he was chatting with his online girlfriend in the video, he was taken down by more than 200,000 people. There were excited villagers who burned in the fire and rushed into the temple to light the fire and burn the monk robe. He said, "Our state of the state is raised out of this kind of dirty thing." Earlier in 2023, a 78-year-old monk in Pattaya was deceived by his online girlfriend by 850,000 Yangao Jin. The police found that the other party is a member of a transnational fraud group that specializes in fraud against elderly monks.
Thai Buddhist Management Agency, the highest committee of monks, quickly responded, announcing the establishment of a special committee, re-examination of temple management regulations, strengthened the rules and management of monk behavior. The police also opened a hotline. The public reported that the monk was unruly. Not only that, this incident also shocked the royal family, King Mahavaji Rawlingkong. In part, the monk's behavior is not simple. Oppose its identity and discipline. Directly announced the withdrawal of 81 monks of the law. In addition, the Thai government plans to implement a new monk law. The monks who violated the religious discipline are punished more strictly. For example, the punishment of imprisonment of hundreds of thousands of Thai dollars. However, the storm caused by Gulf is far more than just a scandal. Due to the high status of Thai monks, there is a serious loophole in their supervision. According to Thai law, monks' property is audited by the temple itself. Some monks with higher status can use temple funds on their own. There are also some pastors who open bank accounts in the name of their own people, put all the good money that the temple got into their pockets. The National Anti-Corruption Committee found that there was no foundation for the temple's repair fund. It turned out to be left to the same account. It was the construction company founded by the boyfriend of Gulf. In last year's account book, Jinfos actually wrote that he spent 120,000 Thai dollars to buy a broom. It was actually bought by the vice chairman for the funeral. This part of the ticket, it was made by the toy store he opened through his aunt. These original public funds belonging to the temple, if it can be publicly transparent or get effective supervision from the government, it's hard to say that it will be discovered until today. In this case, Gulfer was fined by the court for fraud, forgery. There have been many cases of monks' behavior in Thailand before, but the scale is so large and there are so many cases involving temples, it really is the first in Thailand's history. Even the police chief who is responsible for handling the case is very shocked. I have been handling Buddhist cases for 20 years. This is the first time I have seen such a shocking scandal. After the incident, 9 of the 13 monks were expelled from the monkhood, and 2 were forced to live in a secluded place. And the Thai people also started discussing the defeudalization of the Buddhist system. Some people think the purification of the holy people should be subject to the feudal management system established by Buddhism. It should have been reformed long ago. If it weren't for the exposure of the Goltapha case, I don't know how many years such deep corruption will last. There is also a religious committee that is more ridiculous. They put the question of the 13 high monks' defeudalization completely on the head of Goltapha. They think it's completely because of a woman like Goltapha to seduce them, so they let them fall and even break the law. They even call for and categorize the relationship with the monks as a crime. Such a proposal, of course, has been strongly opposed by a large number of people. More people think that these monks are also men, and men should be responsible for their own behavior instead of transferring the responsibility to the woman and packaging themselves as victims like white lotus flowers. So, what do you think about this case? Welcome to leave a message in the comments section and discuss with us. Here's the Fog Investigation Team. See you next time.